live? Just wait for it to show up. You are live. Alright, let's see if I can... Yeah, I can see my picture. Oh, that's the fastest it's ever shown up for me. Okay, well this is part 5 now of rebuilding WaniKani with Tailwind CSS. I am James O'Neill, and today we are going to build the next section of the dashboard, which I believe we are referring to as progression. So progression actually, the progression section actually is actually composed of these two little sections. The first is this series of columns with the different counts of numbers of items vocab that are in the different stages of progression in the system. So starting out apprentice, which you've just learned, guru, master, enlightened, and burned, and then you have this section underneath, which is a little difficult to tell at the moment just because of my current status. I've just started level 16, but that will show you how many items you have you've successfully moved up from apprentice to guru for the current level, and basically how far you are off being able to access the following level. So for this stream I am just going to focus on getting this first section in place, so it should be a fairly simple one. A lot of it is actually fairly similar to what we did last week, just but with this coloured background. So the first thing I am going to do, I think, is add some of the colours. We've already got the pink in our Tailwind configuration file, because we decided to set it up last time, or we've set it up previously, or... Sorry, I've completely lost my train of thought regarding that. What did I do? So, we have a pink. We do have that pink, and I removed all of the other pinks. So, but I have not touched the other colours, so I'm going to do the same for purple. I'm going to do the same for... I'm going to have blue dark and blue light rather than their spectrum of blues. So blue. Okay, so this will be blue dark and this will be blue light. And then we have this other blacky grey colour. So let's just grab the actual values of the purple and the blues for now. So purple is this. Blue is this. Or blue dark is that? Then blue light is this. Okay, let me have a look at what the black's doing. 434343. I've just copied that. And let's see where we are with that. So we've got the whole scale of greys, and we've already done quite a lot on the dark side of things, including, have we used a black for anything? Right, so we've not used text black. Have we used colour black? Have we used background black? I'm guessing no. Okay, so what we could do is just set this to be our black. Is that going to... What's that going to affect? Look, I already know. No, we're not going to, because it's a black that's lighter than what's already one of our darker greys. So I'm actually going to refer to this as grey darker 3. We have far more dark greys than Tailwind really, like the natural spectrum of greys really allows for. So barring coming up with our own wonderfully named variants of grey, I think I'm just going to have several grey darkers. Okay, so that's for the 5 colours catered for. So I am going to create, no, not in the live bar, where is the file? No, I've not got it open, that's why I'm missing it. Oh, what am I doing? Right, open up the dashboard, close both of these for now. Okay, and I'm just going to copy all of the classes from the parent element of this section, or the review section for now, because most of them will end up being useful to us, I think. So yeah, we want to make it container width. We want to set it as display flex. Font light, I believe. Oh, we'll lose that for now. Margin. The margin I think we'll lose for now. MX Auto we can keep because we want it centered within the page. Text center we can keep that as well because all of the items will want centered text. We'll lose the text color and we'll lose the text size. And then I need to create a grid of columns that are 1/5 of the width. So dib. I am not typing well today. Equals W, and then W 1/5 do the job. And we need 5 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then let's set the background color as well. We won't be able to see it without any content, but let's do it now. BG pink. We will ultimately need to make it, I believe there's a gradient going on, so we will need to create those as well, but just stick with the color for now. So BG pink, BG purple, BG grey, BG blue dark. Oh, what am I doing? BG blue light and BG grey dark 3. And we won't really be able to see anything because there's no content, but the divs are now there. So let's just put something in here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this can serve as what will be future. Okay, so this isn't working because I'm not actually compiling it as well. That is not the best start. So npm run watch. So all of the colors that I've just added are not showing up because those classes don't exist yet. And now we've compiled. Nothing's happening. Why is that? Just keep refreshing for some reason. this. I was wondering whether I needed to be hard refreshing it. So I was, but yeah, so it's not working either. Why are you not working for me? What am I doing wrong? Let's try restarting this. What? Watch me getting ridiculously clumsy. Why would this not be working? Alright. I'm going to open up the generated CSS file. Alright, so it's definitely being generated. Am I being... yeah, I gave this the wrong name. Oops. There we go. Right. So let's get some of these numbers in there properly. Now let's stick with the numbers we've got. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 doesn't make sense as far as the actual progression goes, but they're perfectly fine as numbers. So let's open them up a bit. And stick a div around them. So making it font sans 2, and we are making it text white. And if we refresh the page, they should now be the right font and the right color, which they are. So let's see what else we need to make them. Alright, so font size is 24 pixels and font weight is bold. So I think these are more or less the same as the items we got here. So font bold is fine, and text 4XL. No, that's now we want to make them smaller. They're not that big. So let's see what the closest font size we've got is. Font 24 pixels, so that's 2XL. So we are a couple of font sizes too big. Now let's see what it looks like. Yeah, that's better. And it's looking a bit off because it's lacking the text shadow. So let's see what that text shadow actually is doing. Text shadow 0 minus 2. Okay, so it's 40% black, and then just offset by 2 pixels at the top. I'm not sure how Tailwind handles text shadows at the moment. So, tailwindcss.com. Let's go to the docs. No, so it's just not there. Okay, so we just need to roll our own utility for this. It's not in here. Right, that's not the main CSS we want. We want this one. Alright, so I've already checked this. We've already got text shadow 1, so let's just text shadow 2. Pixels 0, and then it's okay. And then if we go into here, I should have said that as -2, so here we go. And that should be is that right? I think maybe it is. It's just thrown by me using smaller numbers. Just double check it though. Yeah, so it's the right thing. Alright, that's great. So the next thing I think is to add the text labels underneath. And I'm not going to put them in a div, I'm just going to make them text underneath. So apprentice, guru, master, enlightened, and burned. Okay, now let's see what this looks like. Not too great to begin with, which is not surprising. Right, so no, I'm inspecting the wrong thing. First things first, what font size do we want to make them? So font size is 14 pixels, which is small. So I'm going to make this, I'm going to apply it to the parent element, so text. Alright, so that's better size. And then we need to figure out what we're doing with the colour. I have a suspicion that, because they look like they're a darker shade of whatever the background colour is, but I have a feeling they're just some shade of black or grey with some opacity, with not very much opacity, which appears to be the case. Okay, so if we... Right, so what are we going to call this? So it's a shade of black that's 30% opacity. So already our black is something different. So I think maybe what we're going to do is call the black full, and then also give it a percentage on the end of the name, so black full 30. Black full 30%. Yeah, that'll do. Right, this needs to be a string. Okay, so that's the colour sorted. Alright, so let's do spacing next. And the first thing I'm going to sort is the spacing under the number. So what margin is that? So margin bottom 12 pixels. So that should correspond to MB3, I believe. Yes. So 1, 2, 3, 5 MB3. And there we go. And so the next thing we need to sort the spacing on is the padding of the element itself, so the columns. So right, so 22.5 pixels everywhere except for top, and then top is 30, so 22.5 divided by 16. So there's 1.4 rem. I'm going to up it to 1.5 just to fit in with the scale we've already got. So here we go. Right, we'll do it on the x-axis first because that's consistent across all of them. So mx, that'll be mx6, and that's the axis that we're oh no, it's px6. What am I talking about? It's the axis where it doesn't really matter because we can't see it with the content we've got, but that is there. And then so it's top, isn't it, that's bigger? Yeah, top is bigger. So PB6, get us some padding at the bottom, and then what does 30 work out as? 30 divided by 16, 1.875. So I suppose I'll be rounding that down to PT5. Not PT5, rounding it up to PT7. Does that exist? I have a suspicion it doesn't. Padding. No, it doesn't. So 7. We could also just up it to 8, but I think keeping it like this is probably the best for now. Okay, so this is looking closer. The only few things we've got remaining for this is to add the spacing at the top, round the corners at the bottom here, and switch from a full background color to a gradient. So for the first thing, since we've been doing spacing, let's do a little bit more spacing. So is there any spacing? Am I just missing something here? It's like a tiny bit. Is there margin bottom? It looks like there's a tiny bit, but maybe there's not. So things got something going on. Okay, so yeah, so this element, the review status element, actually has a border at the bottom. There's 1 pixel white at 25% opacity. So I guess that's what we have to do. Right, so what should we do? We'll have to create a new color for this, and I'm going to call that, since we've been using this percentage scheme, let's do white 75%. And am I doing white before black? No, I'm not. I'm doing it after black. You know, some sort of plugin, like I know Adam Wathan has been talking about plugin system for Tailwind. Wondering from this whether maybe some sort of system to generate percentage colors based on what you've assigned to the regular colors might be a good idea. Might have to look into that at some point. Right, so if I assign it to this parent div, so border B will get me a 1 pixel border at the bottom, and border white 75% will make it that color, and that should give us our subtle bit of spacing, which it does. Okay, so that's that in place. Now let's take a look at what's going on with the border radius. So it's only in these 2 corners, so board. So we have 5 pixel border radius at bottom left and 5 pixel border radius at the bottom right here. So what border radii do we have? Alright, so first things first, what actually represents 5 pixels here? So 5 divided by 16 is 0.3125. So default is 0.25, so that's the closest. Is it close enough? Yeah, let's put it on there, see what happens. So rounded side size. Okay, so what does that actually look like? Let's have a look here. What do we do if we... Okay, so rounded BL, rounded BR. Okay. Although I'm just thinking about this because the actual site, the actual like live Tailwind site, not Tailwind. What am I talking about? The live WaniKani site uses the border radius on the columns themselves, but I wonder whether we should just be putting it on the parent element. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see what happens. Rounded B default. That's probably just rounded B. Let's see what. Yeah, size. So size is optional. So let's see what happens. Nothing. I just want to see why that is. I have applied it to the wrong place. That's why it is. I am looking at the wrong div. Rounded B. Still not doing anything. I am on the right place at the moment. So what am I missing this time? Okay. So it's not working here. I wonder whether that's because applying it to the parent element doesn't work. Okay, let's see what happens if we take this and move it onto here. Okay, so that did round the corners, but it's not quite close enough. So I'm going to see what happens if we make it large rather than the default. Yeah, it's somewhere where the precision is really required. So I'm going to make it 0.3125. So I'm going to make the default 0.3125. And then we want to make it rounded BL as well because we don't want the right. Okay, so that's okay. And then just rounded BR on the last one. And we're good. Right. Okay, so we need to create these gradients as well. So So I think this is just a case of needing to create 5 custom classes for them. So let's do that. Alright, so I'm just gonna name them like this. So BG linear gradient pink 1, purple, 2 blues, and grey 3. Grey 3 1. Yeah, that'll do. Did not mean to hit Siri there. Joys of having that new Mac touch bar. Okay, so and then background. New gradient. And then let's double check this. So 45 degrees. Let's just, can we copy this for the pink? Yes, we can. I'm just going to copy it for everything for now. The reason I'm already numbering them is because we've got this different gradient going on down here, and I just want to think ahead to when we're going to need that. So if we're calling them 1, that opens up the possibility for 2. Okay, so okay, yeah, of course, 45 degrees. I was not paying attention. So we've got gradient. We've also got a shadow going on. So let's just grab all of the gradients for now. Oh, hold up. No, sorry, I'm being stupid. Don't hold up. Stay where you are. Right. Blue dark. Blue light. And grey dark. Oh, I've background grey darker 3. Okay, and then just go into here. Let's copy this class for now. And copy all the color names. And Is there a gradient going on here? Oh no, there is, because I just copied it. What am I talking about? Did that work? Feels like it's very subtle with some of them. So no, it doesn't seem to have worked. Ah, that's a start. I haven't named it the right thing. Now what happens? Let's just double check this is actually compiled. No, it's stopped compiling okay for a bit. But that hasn't killed it. That's new. Let's see. No. Okay. Are any of these working? No. I haven't given them the numbers at the end. Curious. Okay, so the purple is the wrong colour because it's. Oh, that second purple is meant to be blue. Okay. Let's just copy this again. Obviously, wasn't paying attention when I was copying the colours over. Blue dark. Nope, definitely wasn't. There we go. Okay, so what is the shadow? What is the shadow? What does it belong to? Alright, so it's 30% inset shadow. 30% black inset shadow. Alright. So, in the tradition of naming my shadows after where they take place, I'm going to call this progression. Nope. Why are you not appearing? Because something hasn't compiled correctly. Tailwind 704. No. No, that can't be wrong. Let's just try resetting this. I have a suspicion it errored out earlier and it's just stopped it from running again. There we go. Right, we have our shadow. I'm just going to have a look as one last thing, because I'm not sure whether the spacing here... No, it doesn't belong to this section. So I think that's us done. All of the elements are in there. We've got the numbers, we've got the text, we've got the different background gradients, we've got the shadow. That is everything. So that is us complete for this stream. The next stream we will tackle the second part of progression, which is this little box here with the 2 progress bars. I hope you'll join me for that next time, which is probably going to be no, it's not going to be next Saturday because I'm away, so it will probably be in 2 weeks' time now. So thank you for watching, and catch you all again. Don't forget to like, favourite, subscribe, all the usual YouTubey things, which I am bad at doing the YouTuber thing with. So, but please do those things. Alright, thank you, and goodbye. I do the usual dance of figuring out how to cut myself off. Stop streaming.